57, 228 West, 39th Street, New York, 13th February, 1896. Blessed and beloved, about the sannyasin coming over from India, I am sure he will help you in the translation work, also in other work. Later on, when I come, I may send him over to America. Today, another sannyasin has been added to the list. This time, it is a man who is a genuine American and a religious teacher of some standing in the country. He was Dr. Street. He is now Yogananda, as his leaning is all towards yoga. I have been sending regular reports to the Brahmavadin from here. They will be published soon. It takes such a long time for things to reach India. Things are growing nobly in India. As there was no hocus pocus from the beginning, the Vedanta is drawing the attention of the highest classes in American society. Sarah Bernhardt, the French actress, has been playing Isiel here. It is a sort of Frenchified life of Buddha, where a courtesan Isiel wants to seduce the Buddha under the banyan, and the Buddha preaches to her the vanity of the world, whilst she is sitting all the time in Buddha's lap. However, all is well that ends well. The courtesan fails. Madame Bernhardt acts the courtesan. I went to see the Buddha business, and Madame, spying me in the audience, wanted to have an interview with me. A swell family of my acquaintance arranged the affair. There were, besides Madame M. Morel, the celebrated singer, also the great electrician Tesla. Madame is a very scholarly lady and has studied up the metaphysics a good deal. M. Morel was being interested, but Mr. Tesla was charmed to hear about the Vedantic prana and akasha and the kalpas, which according to him are the only theories modern science can entertain. Now both akasha and prana again are produced from the cosmic Mahat, the universal mind, the Brahma or Ishvara. Mr. Tesla thinks he can demonstrate mathematically that force and matter are reducible to potential energy. I am to go and see him next week to get this new mathematical demonstration. In that case, the Vedantic cosmology will be placed on the surest of foundations. I am working a good deal now upon the cosmology and eschatology of the Vedanta. I clearly see their perfect unison with modern science, and the elucidation of the one will be followed by that of the other. I intend to write a book later on in the form of questions and answers. The first chapter will be on cosmology, showing the harmony between Vedantic theories and modern science. The eschatology will be explained from the Advaitic standpoint only. That is to say, the dualist claims that the soul after death passes on to the solar sphere, thence to the lunar sphere, thence to the electric sphere. Thence he is accompanied by a Purusha to Brahmaloka. Then, says the Advaitist, he goes to Nirvana. Now on the Advaitic side, it is held that the soul neither comes nor goes, and that all these spheres or layers of the universe are only so many varying products of akasha and prana. That is to say, the lowest or most condensed is the solar sphere, consisting of the visible universe, in which prana appears as physical force and akasha as sensible matter. The next is called the lunar sphere, which surrounds the solar sphere. This is not the moon at all, but the habitation of the gods. That is to say, prana appears in it as psychic forces and akasha as tanmatras or fine particles. Beyond this is the electric sphere, that is to say, a condition in which the prana is almost inseparable from akasha, and you can hardly tell whether electricity is force or matter. Next is the Brahmaloka, where there is neither prana nor akasha, but both are merged in the mind stuff, the primal energy. And here, there being neither prana nor akasha, the jiva contemplates the whole universe as samashti, or the sum total of mahat, or mind. This appears as a purusha, an abstract universal soul, yet not the absolute, for still there is multiplicity. From this the jiva finds at last that unity which is the end. Advaitism says that these are the visions which rise in succession before the jiva, who himself neither goes nor comes, and that in the same way this present vision has been projected. The projection, srishti, and dissolution must take place in the same order. Only one means going backward and the other coming out. Now, as each individual can only see his own universe, that universe is created with his bondage and goes away with his liberation, although it remains for others who are in bondage. Now, name and form constitute the universe. A wave in the ocean is a wave, only in so far as it is bound by name and form. If the wave subsides, it is the ocean, but those name and form have immediately vanished forever. So, though the name and form of wave could never be without water that was fashioned into the wave by them, yet the name and form themselves were not the wave. They die as soon as ever it returns to water, but other names and forms live in relation to other waves. This name and form is called Maya, and the water is Brahman. The wave was nothing but water all the time, yet as a wave it had the name and form. Again, this name and form cannot remain for one moment separated from the wave, although the wave as water can remain eternally separate from name and form. But because the name and form can never be separated, they can never be said to exist. Yet, they are not zero. This is called Maya. I want to work all this out carefully, but you will see at a glance that I am on the right track. It will take more study in physiology on the relations between the higher and lower centers to fill out the psychology of mind chitta, mind stuff, and buddhi, intellect, and so on. But I have clear light now, free of all hocus pocus. I want to give them dry, hard reason, softened in the sweetest syrup of love and made spicy with intense work, and cooked in the kitchen of yoga, so that even a baby can easily digest it. Yours, etc., Vivekananda.